Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Just taking a look here at ICP, see what's going on. Wow, this coin's looking pretty good. I like what I see here. A lot of positive contributing factors from the outside looking in. We got this more recent, higher high pattern that's been broken, whereas we've been able to break free from this previous resistance range at roughly 770. Now, I previously had an alert here set at 774 as soon as the price crossed over. Haven't seen that hit yet, but that is an area that I'm going to be looking out for potential long. And let me explain what I mean by that here shortly. Before we do, quick congrats to our community members here last week for a nice Bitcoin and SUI short. Good 40% profit on those average. AVAX, we can see here, we got a good 21% for our more recent high for that long too. So again, it's not the best market for long positions. I would generally favor more so shorting overall based on how the market's looking. But on the same accord, coins like this have a tendency of breaking out, and now that they're back above a key level resistance, it's important to recognize there's more propensity for further upside than downside. And that's pretty much the case with AVAX too. We caught that pump and got in at that low $22 mark. Okay, so with the ICP, what we want to look at here first before we just arbitrarily jump into a trade is some back-end liquidation data. Let's go ahead and reload this here and get perspective on what's going on. And when we look at liquidation, ICP is an interesting one because it always has heavy concentrations above and below. This is a coin I see the most amount of leverage with. They're generally high leverage trades. Okay, I don't know why people decide they want to do that, but it's pretty consistent. And the great thing about it is you can kind of gauge your trades based on this, this greed that a lot of people have with those high leverage trades. So what we see here, 850, 860, 870, a decent amount of liquidation on the upside, and also a little bit here down about as low as 670, 650, okay? But if we do zoom out and we look, there's a lot more liquidation to the upside, kind of an aggregate, like a larger, bigger picture here, at about $9 down as low as 860. So that area to me seems more likely to get swept here soon. We're going to look at some macro fib levels here and kind of see what's going on before we just arbitrarily take a long position. But generally speaking, there's still a lot of liquidation on the downside. We just have a massive amount of control in the 710 to 730 range. So it would make a lot more sense for the price to go up than down from here. Okay, so those are just things we kind of try to look at. And again, just to touch on this here, let's go ahead and start with the point of control for the macro. If we kind of zoom out, we can kind of see here this range that we are in. Actually, as a matter of fact, if I think we zoom out, we'll probably still see the largest amount of accumulation at this lower level. Yeah, right there, 730, there's a guy. So again, the price pulls back, 730 will be an awesome pivot point for the price action and possibly consider going up from there, okay? So all things said here, ICP is in a pretty decent situation. It would make more sense for the price to go up than down at this exact moment. But let's go ahead and talk about a few other things here that are contributing factors to either, taking a trade or waiting. Because honestly, just because it looks good from the surface value does not mean you just take a trade and be like, I'm going all in because of this one thing, right? So when we take a look, we're above the 20-day SMA. That's a very, very good trend there. The shift in momentum is awesome. We look at RSI. We can see we're over 50 on the RSI, also a check mark, letting us know that we are in pretty good shape to see the price continue further up. Stochastics reaching its top, so there's no doubt that we've been running for a good 36 to 48 hours, and then we might see a reprieve soon with a pullback. If we do see a pullback, it would be awesome if the price pulls back to this local support at 770, and we see the price pivot and bounce from there. That's a solid consideration. Again, that's the reason why you see me have a trade alert there set on my chart. MACD is converging, a lot of reasons why there's no reason to bet against this coin now that we've broken free from this range, okay? So you can see a pretty definitive line here, right? Price stuck in a range here for almost 3 weeks, and now we've broken out. Generally speaking, you trade in the direction of the breakout. Try not to short against it. It wouldn't make a ton of sense here. Another reason why it wouldn't make sense is because we're over 70 on the RSI. Being over 70 on the RSI is a huge, huge deal when it comes to momentum and continuation. We're more likely to see further upside from here. The price has pulled back and dropped below 70. That's generally a sign to consider securing profit. Doesn't mean you have to close your trade. We're now broken bullish for the most part from what we can see, and that's a good sign, but you want to protect your investment too, right? So generally speaking, this is very good until the RSI drops back under 70. There's no reason to consider a short position. Or more importantly, there's actually no reason to consider a short at all so far with what we've seen, but there's absolutely no reason to close your long just yet. It'd be a little premature. Again, pending Bitcoin doesn't dump, ICP should continue further higher. If Bitcoin does end up dumping, keep this in mind, we have a solid consideration for the price to pivot and bounce off the local high at 770, or secondary to that, come on down to this 0.236 fib level at 730, 735, and bounce there. These are two solid considerations for entry for me on a long position, okay? All right, so again, we got different scenarios there. Now, again, do you just arbitrarily set a limit order at 100x leverage right now? No, because we're not there yet. Until we get there, we don't know what's going on, but right now, those are areas I'm looking for. And if you're not familiar with our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, I post playout charts, and I generally always have like an excellent chart to let me know that I want to take either a long or a short at certain locations. This blue X here basically tells me I want confirmation at 61.5 or higher to warrant a long position, inverse for the downside. So just know that's what that's what that's for. I get the question a lot, why do you have X's on your chart? Is this like a treasure map? The answer is no. Even though I do love pirates, it's not necessarily the thing. All right, so let's quickly look here at Ichimoku Cloud. We can confirm, of course, that there's all green lights. 0 reasons to consider a short, and all the more reason to leave your long position open, okay? So you're gonna find much more success taking a long to the upside than a short to the downside with this coin right now, okay? I'm gonna hope that the price pulls back so we get a nice little entry in the 770, 780 range. If that does happen, I'd be more than happy to consider a trade. I'll go up to about 780 for my alert and kind of see where we're at from there. But for now, we're looking pretty solid, pretty good here for ICP, folks. Congrats again if you are in a long position and you are in profit. Once more, I would recommend waiting maybe a little bit longer to consider, the price might actually continue higher, especially if Bitcoin does end up recovering and bouncing off this lower $60,000 range, which hasn't proven to be a solid support level like we expected, but it is still a possibility, all right? Anything can happen. Anyways, I'll clean up our playout chart here. I'll post one here soon. We'll get you some information and a trade alert as well to our community, likely over in our premium section. So do not forget and do not hesitate to essentially make sure that you look in our trade alerts section. I kind of give you heads up on trades I'm planning to take. These inevitably become trade signals. And obviously, if you are part of my community and you are taking trades, make sure you read through our signals guide just so you understand the general best practice for that. All right. Thanks again, folks. We'll look forward to seeing you the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.